all invested in crafting, or like see how many what was I saying? How many like components you need for your crafting, and be like, well, I don't have that item, so I guess I can't make this cool thing that I want to have, and I don't know when I'm gonna get that item. So Story of Seasons was a little overwhelming. And the only reason I stopped playing Story of Seasons was because I couldn't trigger one of the events that would get one of the guys to move in. It was really specific. It had to be a sunny day and like between certain times in the morning, and I was just never in town during those times. I was always working on my farm, watering my radishes. So I was just never in time to trigger this one guy character moving in. And then every time I was, it would be raining or snowing, and then it wouldn't count. Oh, you're actually talking about Fantasy Life. Here I am, babbling on about Harvest Moon games. Fantasy Life can be the same with the overwhelming crafting, because there were 3 or 4 crafting classes, and a lot of times it would be ingredients or components or whatever that you can't get as that life. It would be something that you need from some tree, some like awesome boss tree that you can't get stuff from until you're a woodcutter. So it encourages you to play other classes, which is cool in its own way, but also at the same time you kind of just want to speed through all of your quests, your challenges or whatever for your life, your crafting life, and you're like, man, I don't want to be something else, I just want to do all of these recipes right now. And for the plot of the game, there were actually no boss battles, and there was very little combat, and all of the combat was done in a way so that you would have a partner with you, like an NPC that was stronger than you are. So you could always just hide behind your partner and they would fight the monster for you. But there weren't any plot boss battles, and that was one of the complaints people had about the ending of the game being anticlimactic. But I thought it was cute anyway. Like, the reason there weren't boss battles was because not everybody was of a combat class, and they wanted the game to be beatable no matter what class you were. So I did it. I put white thread back on the bobbin, and we put it back in, and you know I have to get everything out of the way. I left this thread attached all that time. Let's see, the dude with the mustache. I think you were talking about Mustang, the Paladin Life Class Master, or Paladin Life Master. I keep saying class, but they're called lives in that game. I think I can say class and people know what I'm talking about. What did I get stuck on? What is stuck? There we go. So, bobbin repaired. Crisis averted. Now I can finish sewing the last couple of inches. So all I have to do, it seems like overkill just to do this last little bit, but all I'm patching up now is this like couple of inches that didn't get sewn down the first time because it ran out. But Paladin, that was the combat class that I went to after I played as a tailor for most of the game, because I like sewing. Isn't that funny how that turned out? I went for the tailor class, and here I am showing off sewing. But I didn't want to just use a dagger all the time. I wanted to actually be good at fighting, and I wanted to be able to fight the cool, like, bonus bosses that show up in all of the maps, like the Knack Dragon. I love how it like shows you those bosses, even though you're nowhere near strong enough to fight them. And it's like, check out how cool this boss is. You'll be able to fight it someday. I think that's a really cool way to throw like optional bosses in the game. Just put it there on the map and make you want to come back and fight it when you're stronger. So I wanted to fight those, so I became a paladin. And my character is really cool looking. She wears like a white princess dress, and there was like some white with blue roses, like a blue rose sword and shield, and they looked awesome with my white princess dress. I was the coolest paladin. So now whenever I like take that game out, or if I'm gonna stop the game and not play it for a while, I think of, okay, when I street pass with people, they're gonna see my character how it looks right now. So I always make sure that I save my character wearing her cool like white rose princess outfit, because that's what's gonna street pass with other people and they're gonna see that. I want them to know how cool my character looks. It's really important to me that they know that my character is cool. So I did it! I sewed down both pieces of this, or not both pieces, but both sides of this piece. And we have a cool strip of blue down our blue and white top with lace, little bits of lace. And just to add some more detail in there, I'm going to find some white buttons and just put them on. Oops, you know what? Right here, there's an itty bitty mistake. I don't even know if the camera's gonna pick up the white against white, but there's some lace that's like kind of tucked under. It's an incredibly small thing that's not even noticeable from far away. So that's kind of what I was saying when I was saying about how forgiving sewing is. It's very, very lenient. You can make a mistake, and as soon as you like step away from it, it's not visible anymore. Like, whatever small mistakes you make, it's fine. It's fine. Also, let me double check that I cut off all of my thread. Oh look, I left thread down here. Look at this mess. I almost left this all back here. This is a mess. Let's see. I don't know where my buttons are. I think I have to dig them out of something. BRB. Aha. Buttons. This is my canister filled with buttons. I found this incredibly cute metal tin in a craft store. And I pretty much already had all these buttons. You kind of just accumulate them when you... I worked at Joann Fabrics for like 3 years, and I just accumulated them. They just came home with me. I can't explain what happened. So I have a million, billion, like, decorative buttons. I was thinking of white ones for this, but now I have to actually find white buttons that I have in enough of a number to go down there. Ooh. Could put white flowers. So this is another like lenient thing. Like, I had an idea for white buttons down the middle, but if I find something cuter, we can go with that. That's fine. You can change our minds about it. I could put freaking pink heart buttons on this if I want. No one can stop me. I have cherries. Here's some really small buttons that are white, but I don't want to go with those. These would be perfect, but I actually don't see any white ones in there. There's the light blue ones might be coming up white on the camera. I have these awesome unicorn fairy ones. Some of them are sparkly. There's some little hearts in there. And it was on clearance. This was on clearance for 25 cents, so I have like 5 of them. 5 packs of these, because I just grabbed all of them. I was like, these are mine. Well, I'm dropping stuff. I don't see any, like plain white buttons in here, but I did mention, you know, white or pink hearts. That's an option. Oh no, one of them opened and they're all loose in here. No! It's fine. Oh look, I have white hearts. But a lot of them are fancy. I don't know if I want to use the really fancy lacy ones. And there's only like 2 plain ones in here. I have big hearts. I have a large quantity of hearts. I'm gonna get out these regular ones too, just so they're here. Huh. Alright, so my options. Pink hearts. Or one of these. I might go with the pink ones. Or the blue ones. It's one of those things that you can't really decide on until you're like looking at it. Oops, these are actually different sizes. Almost mixed. Sorry. large hearts and little hearts. They're slightly different. So pink hearts look like this. This is like half opened, but I can't get to them. Like I started opening it and didn't get to it all the way. Oh, you know what? I think I really like the blue buttons. So even though our idea was white buttons, the blue ones look super duper cute. And they don't stand out. Like, if the pink hearts were close to this orange, that's the bird's, like, tummy, little bird tummy. If it was closer to that orange, then it would look better, but instead it just looks like it's pink out of nowhere. And the blue actually matches everything. I think I'm gonna go 5 instead of 4. These are all just impromptu decisions. And if this one. Oop. I think I like it. I mean, I also have these pink buttons. These other pink buttons. They're smaller. Went that was on top of this. I think I'm gonna stick with blue and not try to throw contrasting colors in there. Now we get our whacking stick, and we whack it, and we measure a roughly even distance down here, and we get a pencil. This is just a mechanical pencil from the dollar store that came in a pack of like 5 of them. And all I'm gonna do is mark What have we got? We have just under